Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. It is yet another day in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It is Thursday the 23rd of November and we are continuing with proceedings. Disclaimers out of the way, I'm not a legal expert, I'm not a legal mind, I'm just a layman sharing my opinions and the court proceedings for the day. So today we started with Baloyi just saying before the re-examination, he'd like to attack the issue that Munyeki raised yesterday, who is an assistant to Advocate Mshololo, defense counsel for accused number 5. He said that Munyeki had put it to the witness that there's a contradiction between herself and Mohane's statement, and Baloyi goes on to say that he checked the record, and on the 2nd of November on page 40, line 13, Mohane says, we then proceeded to go to Pukeng with no problems. We arrived at the police station, and this is in accordance to Exhibit MM2A at 21:53. Now, I feel that Baloyi has misquoted the record, because basically the first time Mohane testified, as I did state yesterday, Mohane testified that yes, the procedure is for them to go to the police station, and I do believe when they went to arrest Ntanzi on the first time on the 16th of June, they did go to the police station first. However, on this particular day, they were referring to the 18th of June, where this was the second time Mohane went to Ntanzi's place, and at this time, they were traveling with Ntanzi, where Mohane said that they basically drove directly to Ntanzi's place whilst Gininda and Mohola went to the police station. Advocate Mnisi then asked to hand up an exhibit, because yesterday he did cross-examination, or should I say clarification, with the witness, and he did use a document for her to refer to. So that document was handed up and it was marked Exhibit XX. Munyeki then stood up to respond to Baloyi's accusation of him getting the record wrong, and he says Mohane's statement was not in the evidence in chief. However, it came up during the cross-examination and when he was leading the evidence on the AVL, and he does say that it is there on the record. So this is an interesting debate, but the truth is, according to my knowledge and according to the proceedings that I've been following, Munyeki is very right with regards to Mohola and Mohane's statements contradicting each other. Baloyi then proceeded with his re-examination of Sergeant Mohola, whereby he just clarified the issues on the address with the 1818 issue. And she does say that no, although she didn't go confirm the address herself, her colleague did go to confirm the address and told her that the accused was not found at this address, right? The version of accused number 1 is that he denies being in possession of ammunition, and Baloyi then questions the position with regards to this case, like what has happened with this case, and the witness then says it has been remanded for judgment, and then the judge then disturbs. I feel that the judge really does have selective hearing, because he then disturbs Baloyi and he says, no, wasn't this issue finalized? This is him confusing accused number 1 with accused number 2. Now, if we remember, Ngomezulu had said the issue of ammunition with regards to accused number 2 was finalized and he was acquitted. However, accused number 1, we didn't get the story as to what happened with his trial, and the judge yet again got things wrong. Then Mohola just clarified that no, the case is still waiting for judgment and it will be heard on the 2nd of December 2023. And when they pointed it out to her that the 2nd of December was actually a Saturday, she then said, no, it's the 1st of December. Then Baloyi wanted to clarify the issue with the accused being searched when he was booked into the cells. He basically says there's an entry on the 31st of May, it's Exhibit NN, it's entry 2187. So can she just clarify that issue with regards to searching the accused? Mngomezulu then objected and said Baloyi has got his wires crossed, because he was referring to number 2 when he was asking about the searching, because Mohola had said that she was not involved in the arrest of accused number 2. So Mohola then did clarify that she was the one that arrested accused number 1. She booked him in on the 31st of May, and she was not present for the arrest of accused number 2, so she cannot comment with regards to him being searched. We went back to the issue of the Silverton police station, where the accused was apparently assaulted, and Ngomezulu said because there's new evidence that this witness has brought in answering Baloyi, he does have a few questions, and he then asked the witness what time or when did accused arrive in Silverton. She then says she does not know. But however, if there were COVID cases reported at a certain police stations, then prisoners would be moved. And then Mngomezulu says if that is so, then there should be entries in the OB books to say these prisoners were transferred. And there was an issue to say, should we get the OB books requested from Silverton in order to confirm this? But then Mngomezulu said, for the interest of time and we don't want to delay the case any further, they will just stand that down. Now, according to Mngomezulu, the accused did report that he had been assaulted. However, he says that the record seems to say that the accused was assaulted by the police of Silverton. However, the accused says that he was referring to police in general when he said he was being assaulted, and he said that he wanted to be moved from Silverton police station. And Mohola had said she investigated this, and she found that the accusations were false, and the accused then says he denies this version. His version is that he was never approached by Mohola to find out if he was assaulted. Then the judge raises the issue of whether or not he reported this assault or opened a case against the police officers, and the answer for that was that he never did open a case. However, he still can open the case. And the judge then he asked a very rude question, according to me, where he says, if he says he wasn't assaulted by the police of Silverton, then what police was he assaulted by? Like police in hell or heaven? And I was like, okay. He's got these rude remarks that he does throw out every here and there. But anyway, he then asks who are the police officers that assaulted accused number 1, and the names that were given by accused number 1 are Ngamane, Mohola, Mabena, who is late, the EMPD officers Butelezi, Jonathan, and Mapumul. So with the issue of the OB entries, the judge then says the accused needs to tell us when he was moved from Valeria to Silverton, and because the accused was not sure, Mngomezulu then says he isn't sure, but however there should be an entry. The judge then says no, before we get to the entry he should be able to tell us, because then we don't know for what dates are we requesting these OB entries. The judge today really got on my nerves. He really did. And then he goes on to say that the accused had an opportunity to report or open a case against the police officers who assaulted him. And my question is, when would he have the opportunity to do that, when one, he was always in different police stations, being moved by the same police officers? So when and how would he have reported this assault? So that was a bit of an issue there. And then we were done with Sergeant Mohola. And as we know, Mr. Dupree was back today with the AVL report that he was asked to conduct for us. So before that started, these are the issues that went down. So before the evidence of Mr. Dupree was submitted, Mshololo submitted that they needed to have a look at the evidence before it is read before the court. And the judge then says, no, he needs to lead the evidence first before the defense could look at it. But now my question is, how is it that the judge is allowing evidence to be led in court without the defense having sight of this evidence? It did not make sense. However, he ruled that the evidence will be led, and then after will the cross-examination of this witness continue. Mshololo then goes on to say, when the witness was stopped, we were in the process of cross-examination, and Mnisi was the one who was cross-examining the witness. So she believes that Mnisi should continue with this AVL report, and the judge says, I rule that that's not going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen. If you want to run this court, then you can do that, and I can recuse myself, and you can take me up on appeal. And I was like, this judge, what is going on with him today? Okay, so Mr. Dupree is back in the box, and we started off with the leading of evidence with regards to the certain dates that were given to him. So he did start on the 31st of May. This is when he transported accused number 1. There isn't much to go on this. He basically reads the registration of the car, the police registration, and goes through the events or the traveling of the car on that day. The only thing that I do want to point out, which accused did say, is that he was taken to Ekurhuleni Metropolitan offices. This was denied by all the police witnesses that have come forth, and according to the AVL, this is exactly where he was taken to. And he says, accused number 1, says that he was assaulted at these metropolitan offices. This was blatantly denied by all the witnesses so far. However, the AVL evidence do point out to the specific location. So the witnesses had all said that they've never been to a municipal building, but here we have it on the AVL. So that's the first contradiction with regards to the report. And also accused number 1's version with regards to what happened on the day after he was arrested. Is that, 2 days after a day after he was arrested, is that he was taken to Soweto and then to Deep Kloof and then Dobsonville. And this was where he had to point out a traditional healer or something to that effect. And the AVL does go in line with what he basically said. He then went on to read the traveling of the car on the 1st of June. There's a lot of movement of the car to Valeria and back. This is still with transporting accused number 1. And then he went on to the 2nd of June. Also on this day, there's a lot of movement, but particularly at the Ekurhuleni offices where there's a lot of stop and go in that area. He then went on to the 5th of June, and on this particular day, it seems as though the witness Mohane was not using this vehicle, because there is a entry in an OB book that says that he booked the accused into the police station, and according to the AVL records, this car was parked at a residential area a long distance away from the police station. So this just proves that he wasn't using this vehicle on that said day. He then went on to give evidence with regards to the 18th of June, which is the day that we are very interested to seeing, because there's a lot of accusations that accused number 2 is making with regards to the assault that took place. And so far we have just gone through the start of the vehicle that morning as to where it went. It is indicated that the vehicle went to Pretoria North, which was the police station that he was detained in, and there is also some entries that show that the vehicle was in the Carltonville mining environment for a good 5 hours before moving towards Soweto. So as they were leading the evidence with regards to Soweto, they just had stopped near the engine garage and also near Kumaro Road. And as the witness was leading us towards Gray Avenue, which was, according to the version of the accused, where the assault started, or near the area, that's where the assault started, Baloyi then requested the long adjournment. Funny enough, today we didn't have a tea break. So we have the long adjournment at 1 o'clock and we will proceed after. We continued with the AVL report after lunch, and the witness then finished the traveling of this vehicle, or the AVL report for this vehicle, for the 18th of June. We then went on to the 19th, where he narrated where this vehicle traveled. And the one interesting thing about this report is that it reflects that the car stopped at Bara Hospital for close to 15 minutes. And the version of accused number 2 was that they went to Bara Hospital. They stopped there to pick up Sergeant Rapadu, who was going to take a statement. And the witnesses of the state had denied the fact that they passed this hospital. However, the AVL report does show that the car was at the gates of Bara Hospital from about 1548 to 1603, where it has a transaction that states GPS unlocked, and the witness is unable to explain exactly what that means, but he says that he can speculate that the vehicle was at Bara Hospital. He continues to lead the evidence. Another interesting little point is that after the Bara incident, they then went to Rustenburg, and according to the GPS, it shows that the vehicle went close to the police station. Well, the gentleman says near the police station, and this was at 21:53. This is now the 19th of June, whereby Mohane had said that they didn't go to the police station beforehand. They went to the police station after they had arrested accused number 2. So it will be interesting what the defense will come with in the cross-examination. We will wait for that tomorrow. And then after leading that evidence, he then went on to lead evidence with regards to the 20th. There's a couple of entries that I won't go into detail about. And then there's also the 22nd, where he confirms that the vehicle was parked the whole day at the SAPS Benoni garage, as well as on the 24th, the vehicle was parked the whole day at the Benoni garage. Then Baloyi just requested that he reads the report for the 16th, and this is the day that accused number two was arrested. And they basically go through the traveling of the day, and there's a lot going on, but they end up reaching Rustenburg around 1:30 during the day, and they then drive back towards Pretoria and make a U-turn somewhere, and they go back to Rustenburg. And then around 19:43, it says they at the police station in Phokeng, and then around 10 o'clock or 11:15 to be accurate, they are then in Pretoria North. Now, this is all the evidence that was led today, and we're hoping to continue tomorrow and also continue with the cross-examination of this witness, as the defense had not completed cross-examination. So the witness does say he'll make himself available for tomorrow, and we will be going through the cross-examination. See you guys tomorrow.